I wanted to show a new feature that I had released yesterday called the executed mode, or otherwise referred to as on executed. And it's a new status step that was added so that you could better track the execution of your G-code. So I'm going to go ahead and hit play and show you what happens here. Notice that you're getting back a dark gray background behind the black check mark. Prior to this feature, you only had the black check mark indicating completed. Completed was a really nice status step. It meant that the CNC controller read in the G-code command from its serial buffer. But that didn't necessarily mean it had executed it, because as you can see on a TinyG, there's about 28 slots in the buffer, and you get completed the moment it gets read in, which means you're really about 24 lines ahead. And you can see when we're getting the unexecuted that all of these are black check marks, which means they really were read. I'll see if I can scroll really quick. As I scroll really quick, you see all those blues and then a couple of greens. That was the delta between completed and executed. So executed is super accurate and really tells you exactly what's going on. Now, for this to work, you do have to have line numbers in your G-code on TinyG, because it's the line number coming back right here that's being remapped to the unexecuted over here. So a new feature was added that is on by default, so you don't even have to really worry about it. Down at the bottom, add line numbers. Now that's only on by default for the TinyG workspace, not the Gerbil one, because Gerbil does not report back lines as they're executed. So this is only available on TinyG, and again, that default is on. You can turn it off if you don't want. If you do have line numbers in your G-code first, it will wipe those out and then renumber everything, because the number needs to correspond with this column's number to get the tracking correct. So now we're done executing G-code, and I will get my text message, see that G-code job done, and it perfectly knows when the G-code job is done, and lo and behold, my text message just came in. So pretty cool. Now I want to show you a little bit deeper than what you can do, because by the way, if you ever want to rewind your G-code back to the top, you just hit this. I don't know if a lot of folks know about this. It's sort of an extra custom scroll bar that lets you jump around. Regardless, now that the on executed is tracked so cleanly, these comments are displayed as the line is executed as well. So to really show that off, I'm going to go ahead and let's say that I want to track when the beginning of this letter P, like the inside of this letter P, is being executed. There is a new inspect mode that I released a week or two ago, but it was enhanced recently to give you a little bit of a better view of which line you're mousing over, because it was pretty hard to tell before. So on this line, as I sort of enter, well, really I'm descending down into it, and you can see that there's little arrowheads. I'm descending down into it. This is line 33, and let's say I go and edit my G-code now. I have this file open already, by the way. So line 33, I would go ahead and put a comment, maybe right as I enter the Z0, saying start inside of second letter P, or let's say I wanted to watch when I entered, the inside of this letter P. So that's line 66. We'll go back to the G-code, and roughly around line 66, right as I get to my Z0, I'll say start milling inside of capital letter P. Okay, so I'll save that out. I will redrag in that G-code file. And just to prove that it's, by the way, you can close this by just clicking the top of it. Just to prove that that's in there, I can, oh, it's so hard to get that line. Here, let's zoom in, and we will hold down Shift, line 68, we'll jump to it. right there, start milling inside a capital P. Now, because onExecuted is being tracked and these comments are only being shown based on when the executed comes back, we should see that comment hit us perfectly. So let's go ahead and test it out and make sure that that comment we added is being shown right as we get to that spot. Notice I had some other ones, start inside a letter P. I'll go ahead and turn off the and view the extents again. So there's start inside a letter E. There is start milling inside a capital letter P. So that was exactly the one we're after. Now, why that's useful especially is if you're going to go write a macro to maybe trigger a laser to turn on or off. Maybe if you're going to mill out the, or I'm sorry, you're going to maybe laser cut out like a PCB solder mask stencil. There is a macro in here that lets you watch the on complete status, but instead you could subscribe to the on executed status as an alternate, and you're going to get more accuracy. And to kind of watch, to see the documentation for the on executed, oh, I didn't mean to hit fork widget, I meant to look at the pub sub for the widget. You just go look at pub sub for this widget, because this is the widget that fires off the signal. And maybe I didn't document it yet. Here, I think I documented it in this one. But if it's not in here, I will get that put into the code base so that you can foreign subscribe. Yeah, right here, on execute. So you would subscribe to on execute, and your payload is the line number. So you can write macros watching the on executed method for each line. Thanks for watching.